Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of We're Screwed Shorts. This one is another crazy video. I just posted one about roving gangs of illegals trying to take over school buses, and here we have them taking over apartment buildings and kicking the property managers out and collecting the rent for themselves from the people that live there. It's an insane story. It's a pretty long video. It's like 4 minutes long, so we'll stop a couple times through so that we don't get in trouble or whatever, and we'll talk a little bit about it as we go. But I'm gonna go ahead and just start this video so you guys can see some of this.
So there are several buildings actually under the same ownership, out-of-state ownership, that have fallen to these Venezuelan gangs. I'm trying to walk it back and do the investigation as to how there's a concentration of Venezuelans in these three buildings. Somebody put them there, and somebody funded it. Whether it's federal government or not, we're trying to find out who. These gangs apparently are attracted to where there's a concentration of Venezuelan migrants.
All right, so I want to stop here for a second. This is the mayor of Aurora, Colorado, who's speaking. Now, he's saying that there's 3 separate buildings that this has happened in, that they've taken over. And he is implying that they were sent there by the federal government. That's a pretty bold statement. Let's continue.
And so they've, in fact, have kind of pushed out the property management through intimidation and then collected the rents. We have now, or have had, it is ongoing operations with a task force of local law enforcement, state law enforcement partners, and federal law enforcement partners to root them out. And arrests have been made, but these operations are still ongoing.
So they're doing operations to try to go and arrest these people and stop them. But there you heard him say himself that not only did they take over the buildings and kick the people out, but they're extorting the rent from the tenants. So they're going to the people that live there and making them pay them rent now. Absolutely insane. Colorado is one of those blue states where they vote for shit like this. They vote for an open border. They support the Democrat Party. And look what's happening. Unbelievable.
With the arrests that have been made, are these confirmed gang-affiliated members?
This is an organized criminal effort. Whether it's Tren de Aragua, that remains to be seen. But it really doesn't matter. I mean, if they're Venezuelan migrants and they're conducting crime in an organized manner, they're a problem.
So you're able to confirm that this Venezuelan gang has indeed taken over at least some of the buildings. You're saying at least 2 of the 3. And what I just heard from you is you don't know how they ended up there. And you even made a suggestion that they could have been sent there by federal officials. I heard you suggest. I mean, do you have any reason to believe that to be the case?
So here's the problem. I think we're a victim of a failed policy at the southern border because what you have, Venezuela does not, according to my law enforcement, Venezuela does not cooperate with the United States in sharing criminal histories. You've had a third of the country leave. You've had
a third of the country leave, he just said. A third of the country of Venezuela left and came here. They won't tell us whether they're criminals. We can obviously see that they are. And he is saying that they are most likely a organized criminal enterprise.
These massive waves of migrants coming across the border, that many of them crossed the border illegally, were arrested, asked for political asylum, were not adequately vetted, were released into the country. The city of Aurora, we did everything we could to quite frankly keep them out of the city because it's not our problem. This is a federal problem. This is a problem borne by the federal government. But what we're trying to find out, and what I believe occurred, was that federal agencies worked with some of our local nonprofits and put them there.
Federal agencies worked with local nonprofits and put them there. That's what the mayor of Aurora, Colorado just said. And he said it's not our problem, it's a federal problem. Well, it's your problem now, bud. I hate to tell you, by supporting the Democrats as a state, I mean, you are voting for this kind of shit to happen to you. You know, I don't like seeing it. It sucks, and we need to do something about it. Absolutely. I'm 100% on board with that. But it's voting for these people that causes this shit, because they're the ones that screwed up the border. Trump had the border secure. They screwed it all up. They opened it up and let these people in. And it's funny because Trump said that a lot of these countries have emptied their prisons and stuff and sent them here, a lot of their criminals here. And everybody on the left, all the Democrats were saying that that was racist and that he was full of shit. Right here. This dude is, the mayor of Aurora is saying it too. That a third of the country left. And that it is a Venezuelan gang, most likely. So, I mean, the proof's in the pudding.
Now, most of these people are very good people. But there's a criminal element that, from what I understand, what law enforcement is briefing me, that often follows them, intends to exploit them within their own migrant community. And so we believe that that is happening now. Now, we're the 51st largest city in America with over 400,000 in population. This is only several apartment complexes.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I'm not going to surrender any part of this city to a criminal element.
With all due respect, it's no longer, I mean, just in the hands of the feds when you've got, we've heard reports that this gang has green-lighted its members to attack your local police.
You hear that? The gang has green-lighted its members to attack local police. I mean, at some point, you're going to have to bring the National Guard or something in. I mean, you can get rid of these people. That's nuts. Not only are they taking over buildings by force with weapons, but they're green-lighted to attack the local police force if they try to stop them. I mean, this is a war.
What are you doing about that, Mayor?
Well, we're aware of that in the Denver metropolitan area, that there are elements of Tren de Aragua here. And so, we're, in terms of how our police operate, the tactics, what they're doing to protect themselves, is our number one priority.
There you have it, guys. You have Venezuelan street gangs that have come across our open border and are now taking over apartment buildings in the Denver area, kicking out the property managers and extorting the tenants of those buildings to make the tenants pay them rent. They are armed and they are attacking local police if the local police try to stop them. Your vote matters. I would strongly suggest that you don't vote for Democrats anymore. This is what happens when you have open borders. And they're not gonna stop. They're not gonna close the borders. You got to get Trump back in office. You got to get him back in, close these borders down, and you need a massive operation to round all these people up and kick them the hell out of our country. That's my view on it. As always, it's up to you to make up your own mind. Let me know down in the comments section what you think, and I will catch you on the next one. Till I speak to you again. Love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye.